What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug, and welcome to my very first SmackDown reactions video, because now apparently I watch SmackDown, because now SmackDown is live with a distinct roster. This is the reaction video for the week of July the 19th, 2016. Let's see how long I can have the energy to even do these twice a week. As always, let me know what you thought of the draft. Write down in the comments below, and I will get into my reactions for the first episode of SmackDown Live. We begin with the podiums, and the commissioners, and the general managers, and they kick off as they should kick off with a couple of picks. First of all, Raw gets Seth Rollins. SmackDown gets your champion, Dean Ambrose. Raw gets your women's champion, Charlotte. SmackDown gets the phenomenal AJ Styles. And Raw gets the first NXT call-up, as expected, Finn Balor. That'll come into play a little bit later in this discussion. So, we go into our first match of the evening, and that is John Cena versus Luke Gallows, a.k.a. Festus. And it was kind of, you know, whatever. You had the club at ringside. You had Enzo and Cass at ringside. The only thing here that is worth mentioning is that this match went to commercial. During commercial, it put the match in the corner while the commercials were playing. Obviously, you didn't have the audio, but that was super cool. Like, why don't you do that all the time? Because considering how many matches go to commercial, considering how much leverage you have over USA Network, you should always have the match happening in the corner if there's a match during a commercial. That was awesome. Do more of that. Cena wins the match with AA. There was, like, interference, but not interference with all the other guys in there, and whatever. Anyway, your next set of picks. You have the suspended man himself going to Raw, Roman Reigns, who will obviously be the face of Raw, I guess, because John Cena, the face who runs the place, the guy that you can't see, is going to SmackDown for the first time in, like, 13 years or some shit like that. You know, Cena's like, I don't work Tuesdays, what the fuck? So, certainly we'll continue our AJ Styles and John Cena feud into SummerSlam, most likely. Speaking of guys who've been taking performance-enhancing drugs, Brock Lesnar gets drafted to Raw. Notably, without Paul Heyman. So, other guys, like The Miz had Maurice, and Rusev had Lana, with them as part of their draft pick, but Brock, curiously enough, did not come with Paul Heyman. So, you know, in the words of the Hurricane, what's up with that? Anyway, SmackDown gets Randy Orton. So, we're in this new era with fresh new feuds. So, I can't wait to see John Cena take on Randy Orton on SmackDown. What? And then the final Raw pick for this round was Raw gets The New Day, and that's, you know, 3 for 1 there, so that's cool on them. It's weird that New Day gets to be all one pick, but the Wyatts are all separate picks. I'll get into that here in a second. Next match of the evening, you know, because matches were still happening here. We had the champions versus the challengers, so it was Rusev and The Miz versus Zack Ryder and Darren Young with Bob Backlund at ringside. And guess what? The challengers win this match. Darren Young and Ryder win this match. And they did what I wanted. Well, sort of. They had Darren Young slap on the cross-face chicken wing. The Chuckle Fucks in the production truck didn't get a shot of Darren Young's face. So I don't know if Darren Young was appropriately flipping the fuck out while he had on the chicken wing, refusing to release it like Bob Backlund used to do. Bob Backlund, back in the day, like, his eyes would, like, bug out, and Bob Backlund said that he was so good at his job of losing his damn mind. Even the guys in the back thought, maybe he's actually crazy. Like, he was that good at it. So, I want Darren Young to be that. Please. Please. So I guess we'll find out at Battleground this Sunday. Anyway, moving on. The next match was this match of Xavier Woods versus Bray Wyatt as they continue to build that feud for Battleground with the 3-on-3 match. And Xavier Woods still kind of getting that little beard action going on. He was a little hypnotized by Bray Wyatt, so I guess we'll see how that goes. But Bray Wyatt wins, as he should, for the first time in like forever. Wins with the sister Abigail. Anyway, they go to commercial. They come back, and in what is the most one of the most infuriating bits of the night is you were gonna have Kane versus, or I'm sorry, the Demon Kane versus Kevin Owens, and to continue building the Battleground feud, we had Sami Zayn run out and attack Kevin Owens. Never mind that Zayn is supposed to be the face here. And it basically ends in the ring where Kane does a double choke slam on both Owens and Sami Zayn. And hey, new era! Like, what? Kane is like 49. He's literally a grandfather. This is just garbage. It's all... Fuck all this. That's had to be a Vince idea. It was just bad. It was bad and I hated it. So speaking of which, they went back to the picks, and Raw has drafted Sami Zayn. SmackDown drafts Bray Wyatt. Raw drafts The Boss, Sasha Banks. SmackDown drafts Becky. Because obviously, certainly, you're going to want to have divas on a show. I'm sorry, women on a show with no women's title. Yeah, it makes sense. And then Raw drafts Chris Jericho. And I'll get into more discussion on that in a second here. Anyway, our next match here is Sasha Banks versus, in a handicap match, versus Dana Brooke and Charlotte, because, you know, we're going to keep saying, oh, you're going to have a mystery, partner, and, we've run out of other people to tag with, to say, hey, you're going to succeed in this tag match on Battleground. I don't know. I don't know anymore. We're going to hope it's Bayley, but who fucking knows? It could be anybody at this point. It could be Nia Jax at this point. I don't know. Anyway, we moved on. Oh, obviously Dana and Charlotte won that match. So, your next round of picks here. Raw gets Rusev. SmackDown gets The Miz. Obviously, you got to have your US and your IC on different shows. That makes sense. Raw gets Owens. SmackDown gets Baron Corbin. For how is he so high in this draft? It's Baron Corbin. And then Raw gets Enzo and Cass. So again, drafting more tag teams, because obviously you have your tag team champions on Raw. Why would you have any tag teams on SmackDown? You don't have a tag team title. So, next match is Cesaro versus Jericho. Jericho wins. I kind of can't recall this match at all. It might have been alright. I don't know what I was paying attention to at that point. But yeah, that was a thing. They went to commercial. They came back. They were supposed to have Natalya versus Alicia Fox. Wasn't even there, apparently, because there was a Becky Lynch Natalya brawl, because they're fighting a Battleground. That was going to build that. Sure, why not? We go back to more picks. Raw gets The Club. So you officially split up AJ Styles and Luke and Anderson, right? But you have Finn Balor and The Club both on the same show. Isn't that curious? Then SmackDown drafts American Alpha, so they get called up from NXT to a show with no tag belts, so I don't understand the point. Raw drafts The Big Show, and you're like, God damn it, why? SmackDown gets Ziggler, and you're like, oh, wow, I thought we actually had a chance here to not have 8,000 more Baron Corbin Dolph Ziggler matches, but no, they're both on SmackDown. We're fucked. We're in purgatory forever. Fight forever. And then, 3? No, not 3. And then Raw drafts Nia Jax, because, you know, if you're going to draft any of the NXT women, you're going to draft Nia Jax, because she's related to The Rock, and, you know, you're not going to draft... Well, I guess if you're still trying to keep this Bayley thing a secret, then, you know, you don't have her on the draft, but I don't know. You can still draft her and not mention that she's going to come to help out Sasha Banks at the pay-per-view. I don't know. It's dumb. Anyway, it was commercial. Then back for your final 5 picks of the evening. Raw gets Neville, because, you know, I could see him heading up that new Cruiserweight division on Raw. SmackDown gets Natalya, so expect Natalya and Becky Lynch to fight forever. Raw gets Cesaro, which he was not happy about. SmackDown gets Del Rio, which Paige was not happy about. And then Raw gets Sheamus. So all that discussion last week on Raw, or I'm sorry, yesterday on Raw? Monday on Raw. All that discussion about how, oh, we might never see again having Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens fighting Sami Zayn and Cesaro. Guess what? All four of them are on Raw. What are you doing? Oh, it's infuriating. Like, I wanted to, like, it seemed to start out so strong, and then they just kind of shit the bed on a lot of this stuff. So your main event here, again, was Rollins versus Ambrose. I don't know why you had this match end again, and this time was a clean finish with Ambrose going over clean to, you know, leave that world title on SmackDown. Are you gonna... I still think they're gonna have some kind of a screwjob ending with that triple threat, where two guys get a pin on one guy, the belt gets disputed, and then, you know, you got a guy, either Rollins or Reigns is going to get a pin, and Ambrose is going to get a pin, and then they're going to have two belts. So, that's my pick for, well, I'll get into my Battleground predictions on Friday, when that video goes up. Anyway, they had 30 post-show picks. I'm not going over them. It's guys you don't care about, for the most part. If you watch anything from that post-show, watch the Cesaro promo where he was really pissed about being on Raw and not SmackDown. And watch the Kalisto promo where he's fucking... That was one of the worst promos since Jumpin' Jeff Farmer. God damn. He's gonna go and do a good lucha thing. God damn it, woo. The only other point of discussion here is they announced this morning the announced teams for Raw will be Michael Cole, Byron Saxton, and Corey Graves. And SmackDown will be Morrow and JBL and Otunga. So why did they bring back Lawler after that domestic violence thing, only to just say, hey, guess what? We're done, King. Bye. Bye. I don't know. I think as good as Corey Graves is, having Vince in his ear is going to ruin him. Because, hey, back in the day, I thought JBL was pretty good on SmackDown. And then he had Vince in his ear, and they just fucking ruined him. So, we'll see how it goes. That's it. That was the first live SmackDown. I'll be back with more SmackDown next week, I guess. I don't fucking know. We'll find out. Anyway, I'm attackslug. Thanks for watching. More videos every day. And I'll see you next time right here on this channel. And I'm out!